Hi everyone, I'm connecting today to begin the final content that I wanted to deliver. It is in relation to chapter 15, but I really deviate from the chapter and try to give content that I think is a little bit more current and I hope a little bit more interesting. So when you look at the chapter, and I'm only taking a few pieces away where I really want to talk about the online social media digital tools for marketing versus the traditional marketing tools that we've all learned about throughout the year. So you think about traditional marketing, newsprint, newspaper, magazines, television, commercials, mail outs like we've discussed where, you get that hard copy in the mail, these sales flyers, billboards, that kind of thing. And now with the rise of the internet, there are so many other opportunities for marketing, and that's what we call contemporary marketing compared to traditional marketing. So you've got, all of the social media advertising that you see, YouTube videos that have interstitials, which is videos that have marketing in them, either at the beginning ad roll or in the middle where an ad will play throughout the video. That kind of marketing is very popular now, as well as ads that you see throughout other websites and blogs. A lot of revenue is generated. That's how these YouTube millionaires and influencers make money, is they promote other products in their on their websites, blogs, and videos. They also might have ads that pop up, or if you're trying to read a website, there's usually ads all the way through it. And so marketing in the internet world is such an opportunity, and it's changed a lot of how marketing's done. It's allowed us to target differently and reach different audiences. So that's really what the chapter is all about. But the content I'm about to deliver is a little bit different. It's my own content. It's not directly from the chapter. So I want to talk about display ads and what's known as pay-per-click ads, PPC ads. And if you guys are interested in internet and social media marketing and sort of online digital tools, NSCC has a course that we offer in second year called Strategic Internet Marketing, and I teach that course too. And that's where we get in, a lot more in-depth on analytics and building online content, pay-per-click, search engine optimization, all of the sort of digital strategies. So digital ads, so if you think about a newspaper layout, and I think I have one of these in my slides, there would be blocks on the layout for where you would want to place your ad. And the premium space is always the top page, the front page of any newspaper. Full color ads, usually the most expensive. Well, it's very much the same in terms of a website. If you want a full color ad, depending on the size, you would probably want it on the landing page or the home page of a website on the upper fold. And by upper fold, I mean everything you can see when you land on a website before you have to scroll down. So that's usually the premium real estate. So if you compare that to a newspaper, front page, website, usually above the fold on one of the landing pages. And so the ads can come in all different sizes. They can be colorful, they can have videos, they can have all kinds of stuff that draw people to the website. You're already on the website. Let's say for me, I use the New York Times. I'm on the website often, and I will have all these ads. Some will grab my attention and I'll click on them because I'm interested. And mostly I just try to scroll and ignore them. But you'd be surprised how much revenue can be generated because that space, that ad, gets paid for. And often it can be paid for as a lump sum. Maybe it's $1,000 or $2,000 for being there. Other times Google will put ads in places and say you will only be charged if somebody clicks on it and goes to the site. Same as email marketing. It's great that you get an email in your inbox, but whether or not you open it is the conversion, is the important part. So if you click on it, Google tracks that. If you click on an ad, Google tracks that. If you leave one website to go to another website, those are what's known as pay-per-click, and they're all tracked. And that's how money is generated. And as a marketer, you can decide, I want to spend $10 or $100 or $1,000, depending on what you can afford in your budget, to try to get clicks and to try to get open rates. Okay, so that's what we're talking about, and a lot of that isn't in the textbook, but it should be, because that's really where we are with contemporary online marketing. And I'm having computer sticky issues again. One sec. So this slide talks about how ads are paid for through like a Google network where you're buying your advertisement online instead of in traditional ways. And some of the ways that you can pay is what's known as a bidding system. And so you can set the amount based on different things, like the cost per click. You want to pay 10 cents per click or $10 per click or whatever you can afford. Or for a total number of impressions. Sometimes Google will charge based on 1,000 people saw your ad today, whether or not they clicked. It had exposure to 1,000 people. Or they can track it right down through cost per acquisition. So how many of the people that saw my ad became customers? And they can actually track it down to purchase. And so maybe you don't pay until somebody buys something, but the cost might be higher, like maybe it's $20 for acquiring a new customer. So all of those things are done through pay-per-click ads, advertising online, and that's how it's tracked. And it's tracked through your IP address and cookies so that Google can kind of follow the chain through to Lisa clicked on the HelloFresh website today through the New York Times newspaper, and she ordered a box today. And so the New York Times would get a little bit of money because that's where the ad was seen. Google gets a little bit of money for creating the opportunity for that purchase to happen. And HelloFresh is comfortable paying $10 for acquisition today or whatever the fee is because they now have a new customer who's going to buy probably 3 boxes of food from the subscription. So that's how that works. Let's see. So it's important when you are thinking about placement, one of the 4 Ps, where should I place my ads? Where would be a busy website? A place where my audience is likely to go and look. Is it a newspaper? Is it a media site? Is it a social media site? Is it worth advertising on Facebook versus Instagram? Where is my audience? Where is my traffic? That's where I'm going to want to put my content. And so you have to be selectful. It's placement, right? You have to think about what shelf do I want to be on? What street do I want to be on? What site do I want to be on the internet? That's how it works. Once you've chosen your site, let's say you're advertising on the local community newspaper, you have to create an effective ad that, is attractive, will be gaining attention, will be something that people are interested in. It usually communicates a value proposition. In this case, free shipping or 50% off, something that makes it attractive enough for me to stop what I'm reading or looking at or doing to click. And it has to have what's known as a call to action button. So for example, in this slide, the call to action button is the bright orange shop now. It might say shop now, buy now, donate now, look now, something like that. Something that generates not only interest in the ad and a value proposition, but I know that the next step is for me to do this. If you look at the traditional ad, the content's the same. It's attractive. The value proposition is, $80 off plus free shipping, and they claim it's delicious, right? These are all the things that are supposed to appeal. Bright, colorful food, as well as the opportunity to eat healthy, eat vegetarian if you wish, meals in under 30 minutes, and lots of options for the plan. So whether it's online or it's in sort of, real life in terms of print, these are the same considerations on how you build good content for your marketing. On this slide, we're going to talk about remarketing or retargeting, which I have talked to you about before in a previous video. You won't find that in the textbook, I don't believe, but it's something that's important to know as a term, and it's something that I will quiz you on your final quiz. So I've talked to you before about the HelloFresh food subscription box, and when COVID happened, it was one of the first things I decided to cancel. So I would get a subscription food box once or twice a month. Really good food, fresh food, different recipes, made supper super easy, saved a trip to the grocery store. A lot of value, a lot of reasons for me to buy. But when COVID happened, I decided not to. I was a little bit worried about, my product and my packaging coming to me. And besides that, I wanted to make sure I was saving money and not spending unnecessarily. That was a want, not a need. So of course I canceled my subscription, and now they are trying to retarget me and get me to come back by offering me, an $80 re-sign up fee. They've also emailed me this. So remarketing is really about getting to customers who have already been your customer before or who've already shown interest. And they are more likely to convert by signing up, getting a subscription, making a purchase, writing a review, because they already know about your company, they already know about your product. We want to retarget them because they are most likely to convert to buy than trying to go find a brand new customer who knows nothing, and you have to walk them through the whole awareness, interest, and then eventually desire and action button. So retargeting, remarketing is a really great strategy. Amazon will always make recommendations. So does Indigo for books you've read before or products you've purchased before, because they know you are more likely to buy when you've already had some exposure. So that's how that works. Make sure that your messaging is always consistent. So if it says $80 here and then I go to the website and it says $60, I will be upset by that. And more likely than not, bounce out, leave the page, not make a purchase, and that's not good for companies. They don't want a bounce rate where you click in and then leave quickly. They want you to stay and navigate the website and maybe re-sign up, maybe purchase a box. That's the intention. So they've got to make sure they have consistent, compelling, clear marketing each and every time. That's what that refers to. On this slide, we have an example of an effective, clear, good marketing piece. So it's got a nice impactful image, you know, colorful, clean, not overwhelming, not too aggressive. They highlight the benefit of the product, that it's a unique style choice. The company brand is there, and they have a clear call to action button, get started, by clicking on the pink button. That's a pretty good one. I would say the one thing that's not there is the value proposition, other than the fact that it's unique. They could maybe beef that up a little bit, but still decent marketing overall. There are a variety of formats that you can choose from when you're deciding to do online marketing. So if you look at this image, this almost looks like a traditional newspaper layout. You've got your banner headline at the top. You've got ads and stories throughout. No different than in online marketing. A web page, if you think about the way a newspaper opens, and has everything laid out. We have websites laid out where there's a banner up at the top, content and stories, visuals throughout. You can have a text ad, which is just words. You can have an ad with text and images or just images. There's even ads now that run all over the internet that are video ads. And then, of course, mobile has all the same options as any page that would be found on your desktop or laptop. Once you've chosen the type of ad that you want, you can also choose the size. If you want, bigger or smaller, if you want just a tiny banner ad, if you want a bigger piece down the side, you can certainly pay a different price point depending on what shelf you're on or what piece of the page you're on. If you look at a traditional newspaper, the layout doesn't look a whole lot different in terms of placement. So they each have a different price, and if you're doing it through Google Network or the Bing Network, I don't know the prices right off. I certainly haven't done an advertisement on a web page in a long time. I tend to use social media pages, but the prices would vary, and again would vary based on if it's based on acquisition or clicks or impressions, as I said earlier. So I'm just going to wrap up with the last minute that I have. I'm going to do another video following this one, so there will be 2 today. And I think that will probably get me through all of the content. I'm going to talk a little bit more about pay-per-click and some online digital marketing. Just to recap, you've got your traditional marketing, whether that's newsprint flyers or actual newspaper or mail-outs that come, or whether or not it's online and contemporary marketing, and you're getting it through your email, your text, or through a YouTube video. All the different ways that a company can reach you to attract you to shop with them, whether that's shop with them brick and mortar or shop with them online, or sign up to get a membership or whatnot. So that's it for now, and I'll start my next video talking more about PPC.